Let's get into it, shall we? Here we go.
Yeah.
Welcome to Forever Talking, where we talk nothing forever. My name is Ian Moore with my commentating partner and co-host, Nicholas Walk. Yeah. And on today's episode of the podcast, we got one thing to talk about. That's it. Like there's like some small things, I guess.
What
Uh,
about did you probably did a movie review?
oh, we could talk about long legs. I was gonna make a
Yeah, I was
video
gonna
about
say,
that, but I can make a separate one. Um,
yeah.
we
We can
we
just talk a little bit about it.
Yeah, we went and saw Long Legs, and but we'll talk about that in a second. But this weekend is obviously the big Jake Paul versus Mike Perry fight. That nobody knows is happening because the promotion of this fight has been absolutely terrible. With the couple fact that it moved date or moved not date, same date. It moved locations, moved opponents, moved streaming partner, moved up.
Yeah.
It's so basically essentially Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson would be happening this weekend. Biggest fight of the summer. Would have been a great time. Would have loved to watch it with you. Mike is 59, so was 58 now.
Would have
Um,
been a little short fight.
yeah. Mike pulled out because he had an ulcer. And now it got rescheduled to November, I believe. And Jake decided that he wanted to still fight. So he said, "All right, we're fighting Mike Perry on the same day." However, Netflix said, no, we're not. Yeah, we're
Are,
not
are
doing
they waiting? Because that was like their grand opening, right? Of live streaming or whatever.
it.
Are
Yes.
they just waiting till November? Or are they just gonna pick something else to
They're gonna wait till
open it?
they
They're
they
smart to do that
they want the opener to be Jake and Tyson, and that
because
makes
it's gonna
sense.
get a ton of views.
Yeah, and obviously like Jake versus, you know,
And that's loud.
is it loud? Does it get louder if I come up here and I just hold it right here?
Yeah.
Okay. Just put it back there then. Um Jake, yeah, I mean, it makes sense as a business perspective to not want to do your first like streaming fight to be Jake versus Perry. I mean, stick
Yeah.
that on DAZN. DAZN will love that, and they did, and they took it. And to be honest, like I don't hate the fight. I like the fight. I
The
wish that,
fight's actually better than the other one, but
yeah. I mean, it's gonna go longer, a lot longer. I would
I'm
say.
excited.
I
Yeah.
I don't. We can talk about like our predictions and stuff like that. We already kind of broke it down whenever the fight was like originally announced, but the promotion for this thing's been not terrific at all. Like you don't see it anywhere. And I think
No.
like there's a lot of factors that go into that. Like completely switching like opponents and feel and vibe and on such short notice. And I guess it was like a month and a half, so it's not that short.
I just think I think people are a little bit over Jake Paul.
Um,
Like I'm
well,
not saying totally over, but like he's not as big as he was.
I think that people are kind of figuring it out at this point. Um,
Yeah.
I also think that like the Mike Perry thing, while that opponent is extremely interesting to us on a global scale, a majority of people are not going to know who Mike Perry is,
Yeah.
especially the casual fan, and that's why Netflix is waiting for the Tyson fight. Even if you're a casual fan, you know who Mike Tyson is. Unfortunately, your opinion is skewed by what Mike Tyson used to be, but you do know who Mike Tyson is, and you want to watch the fight.
Yeah. It's one of the yeah.
It's just Mike Perry is not on that level. Like Mike
I
Perry.
don't think it I don't think anyone is. Mike Tyson's probably one of them well, different, but Mike Tyson's probably one of the most well known boxers ever.
Oh, it's not even close. It's not even close. I just meant it from like Jake Paul fights Anderson Silva. A lot of casual
Yeah.
fans know who Anderson Silva is, I would think.
Yeah.
Not nearly as many as Mike Tyson, but more people are going to know
Yeah.
Anderson Silva than they would know Mike Perry.
Yeah, even Nate Diaz, more people would easily know
Well, that's
him.
not, yeah, I forgot about that, but that's not even close. I mean, that's on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jake Paul versus who did he fight before Silva? Did he not? Was it?
Oh,
Oh, it was Tommy. No, it wasn't. Was it Tommy?
no, no.
Tommy before or
'Cause he,
after?
Tommy was after. Was it Woodley?
It might have been, but I would argue even there was more interest for that than there was
Yeah,
for Jake. Now for us, no. I like the competitiveness of this fight more than Jake and Woodley.
yeah. Because this guy's actually a striker.
Yes. Um,
Woodley is a wrestler.
yes. And he got knocked out like one. Um, I get the Askren thing. I think like the height, like if Jake Paul versus Ben Askren happened today,
Oh, it's just because he was fighting a real UFC fighter. We didn't know
yeah,
how it would look.
yeah, you didn't really know. I don't think a lot of people are gonna know Ben Askren other than the guy who got knocked out by Jorge Masvidal, which sucks because if that fight, if he
Yeah,
doesn't like we've already talked about it, if Jorge, if Askren doesn't get kneed in the head, he's gonna rip off Masvidal's fucking head.
yeah. That fight would be a really good fight if it didn't happen.
I really don't think it would be. I
Oh,
I,
Maz,
I think Askren would
I,
have taken him down and ripped his fucking arm off.
well, yeah, he could have, but he's so bad at striking, and Mazarov is so good. So it would have been interesting.
I know, but I've seen Askren just beat whoever he wants by
Or
wrestling.
Robbie Lawler, he just gets dropped on his head.
That was crazy. That was insane. Um, I remember what a different time that was, Nikki.
I
COVID
know.
years.
I remember watching that and just all the freaking concerts. There was more concerts than the fights.
Fucking sucked. It was terrible. Um, Speaking of which, I know I texted you about this weekend. There was a big influencer boxing event in Spain this weekend. Now you didn't know this, and I didn't know
No.
this until it was happening. I can't over exaggerate or understate how incredible what I saw was that happened. I can't even remember.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, what were you doing? And then like your reaction to like clicking on it, like, oh my God, it's sold out.
I was on Twitter. Excuse me. Sorry, brother. Um, I was on Twitter and I was scrolling and Wade comment. Wade Clemens put out a tweet and he said Misfits should take notes after this Ibai event. Ibai, who I guess is the streamer
Hmm.
event. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then I probably scrolled two more things and it was a pan shot. Or it was Will Smith performing at this thing, which is weird
Will
and it's
Smith.
yeah, he was rapping. He did
I
like
didn't
a
even know he was a rapper.
well, he like he started as a rapper. I don't know if that's I don't know if he started, but he made like
Kind of
the
like Ice Cube.
no, no, buddy, no, it's not. He made Get Jiggy with It. You know the song.
I do.
You did not know Will Smith made that song?
No, I didn't. I know what song you're talking about, but I literally can't hear.
You can't hear that?
No. I hear like a little thing and then it goes silent.
Stupid. I'm surprised you didn't know that. Now, for the audience, Nick is not super into pop culture. But yeah,
Yeah.
made a bunch of
I
classic songs.
well, I didn't even know he was a singer, so
Get jiggy with it.
I know the song.
Get jiggy with it. I'm gonna smack Chris Rock. I'm a douchebag. Will Smith's an asshole.
I
I, I
like Will Smith though.
I don't care. Whenever he smacked Chris Rock, I'm out. I'm out. Like, touch my guy. I'm out.
You
You know,
like Chris Rock?
I'm buying. I mean, I think Chris Rock's funny. I don't understand like walking up on stage and smacking the fuck out of someone publicly.
Yeah. Well,
Uh,
he didn't think it through,
I, what are you doing? You can't just assault people. You
especially on national
on
TV.
national television, you fucking moron. I don't care if he made a joke about your wife and you're like all upset because you and your wife are having problems. You don't
Yeah.
walk up in the middle, literally in the middle of a fucking award show on national television and assault someone and then make a giant scene in front of the hundreds and hundreds of people that are there.
Yeah, that was yeah,
You're
that was crazy.
you're a child. And Will Smith will admit that too. He said it before. He's made apology videos about it, and he should. That was such a scumbaggery thing to do. I can't even begin to fucking understate how like disappointed I was in Will
He
Smith at
should
that moment.
he should have waited till after to do something.
Yeah, dude, if you're gonna hit the guy, I never condone violence, but you're gonna hit him.
Uh,
Hit him at like
Sometimes it's needed.
hit him in the bathroom. You
Yeah. Or literally just wait till the TVs are off.
know, give him a call. Hey, fuckhead.
Yeah.
But I guess like from his perspective, he wanted to see it, make everybody see this, say not fuck with my wife. But in
I
turn,
bet
this made it
it probably
so
went
much worse than it already was in so many different. I can't even like
I was gonna say this brought more eyes on her.
you fucked it like that ultimate backfire.
Oh yeah.
Moving on. Where were we? The Abai event. Was that it was called Abai? Yeah.
Yeah.
So Abai was in Spain. It was an influencer boxing event. This is crazy. Ready? It was in the Real Madrid stadium, the soccer stadium for the Real Madrid soccer team. One of the
Hmm.
biggest soccer teams in the world. They just won
Yeah.
the Champions League. Probably not as big as Manchester United.
But they're
United.
close.
I mean, they're more popular at the moment, I would say. I mean, they just they're like they're the Chiefs. They're not the Chiefs. They're the Patriots. They just kind of stack. I mean, I guess you can say Manchester City's kind of like that. Um, but like Real already had like seven of the best players in the world, and they wouldn't just sign the best player in the world. And you're just kind of like sitting here watching it, like how is this, there's got to be some sort of fraud going on here. Like no fucking way.
Like, how do they afford it?
There's no chance. Like it would be like having Tom Brady, Christian McCaffrey, fucking Devontae Adams,
All in their prime.
Gronk, all of them in their prime, fucking like Tyreek Hill, like stupid. So yeah, I don't know what's going on there, but anyway, they did in the Real Madrid stadium that holds 85,000 people. 85,000. They sold it out.
That's crazy.
So sold it the fuck out. In unbelievable. And here's the kicker. They didn't need a DAZN to do it. They didn't need a Netflix to do it. They streamed it on the host of the stream of the fucking events Twitch page, who I guess is unbelievably famous in Spain. They broke the record for the most concurrent live stream viewers on Twitch ever at 3 million.
Their servers had to be fucked.
What is that? Whenever Sketch, like the whole controversy with Sketch, where he like people found out he was gay and the OnlyFans thing and whatever.
Yeah.
One of the most famous lines he does whenever he like comes back and he does his first stream, he's like, 70,000, god damn, where the hell were you at before? I don't know if this is the same thing. That sketch, one of our like famous influencers, 70,000 after a massive controversy, influencer boxing event that we never even heard of in America breaks 3 million.
Dang.
What the hell?
Well, that must be really popular. That's crazy.
Insane. And they didn't have any money on the card that I know of. I didn't really look at the card, but I there's no Jake Paul unless JJ was like wearing a mask. He didn't fight in this event. Logan Paul wasn't there. Jake Paul certainly didn't fight on this event. It's crazy.
So they sold it out plus the 3 million viewers.
No DAZN, no promotional company. Not on pay-per-view, I believe.
That's probably why. If it's not on pay-per-view, that's. I mean, it doesn't like make it, but that's one of the reasons.
But just from like the donations and the ad revenue and the gate and
I wonder how much they made.
Millions of fucking dollars.
Nate Diaz is jealous.
Did you see that story?
Yeah, he ain't getting paid.
He ain't getting paid because the dude's wife is going to divorce him.
Yeah, I think he got only 1 million out of the 10 promised.
That's insane. Sorry, Nate, I can't pay or else my wife's going to divorce me. Dude, fuck you. You promised me $10 million.
Nate Diaz is going to come put him to sleep.
I can't blame him. Dude, like 85,000 tickets sold out the whole stadium, a soccer stadium, and 3 million concurrent viewers. Now, in the original YouTube boxing era, when this first kicked off with KSI versus Joe Weller, this was streamed on their YouTube accounts. I believe it was a $10 pay-per-view, internet pay-per-view. $10, something like that. I don't know. Wasn't that bad. It was nothing. And they had a promotional company kind of do the camera work and the, whatever, and stream it to the channels. Then for KSI Logan 2, DAZN was introduced, and they went to DAZN. However, the problem with this is that you got to pay the DAZN subscription, and now KSI versus Logan 2 is not a pay-per-view fight, because whenever Jake tries to use this number to like attack KSI and say they only sold 300,000 units, I mean, that's kind of true, but that was because, like, to my knowledge, outside countries had to pay the pay-per-view.
That's stupid.
So it's like people in America and I believe England and like some select countries had to pay, most didn't. They just bought the DAZN subscription. So, but now for Misfits events and Jake Paul events, you have to buy the subscription, which is $20 a month, and the pay-per-view, which is $60.
That sucks.
It's unbelievable. So that's ridiculous. And I guess Netflix is coming around and hoping to revert that a little bit, which will be ultra successful. It can't fail, really.
But like, so if you just have a Netflix account, can you watch the fight?
Yeah.
That's cool.
I'm in.
That's yeah.
But like, it brings up, now it's publicly now shown that KSI and DAZN are having issues. And Misfits and DAZN are having issues. I don't know what their contract looks like. But it now brings up like the conversation, like, why are we not just streaming these things?
Yeah.
Because there was another influencer boxing pay-per-view, and this Abai event looked a lot like it. It was the Creator Clash pay-per-view, or the Creator Clash show. and that was incredibly like expensive, and it failed twice. I can't remember the first reason it failed. I think because of like people hacking the stream and whatever. But if it's free,
Yeah.
you're gonna make your money through donations and subscribers and ad revenue and sponsorships and the gate.
Yeah. If you're selling out a stadium,
Yeah. Like I think like Misfits has a lot to look at when it comes to this a buy event and how they can make themselves. They gotta shift gears. I don't know. It's not looking good. I can just say that.
yeah, they're going downhill with the zone. So
Yeah, I mean it's a rough spot. And when Netflix enters this game, it's over for all of their promotions. Like I gotta be honest, the Zone will go out of business with the Netflix thing. If Netflix really wants to get their hands on like streaming fights,
yeah.
this is over. Like there is no 220 million people have a Netflix account.
But do you think they'll make them pay like extra
No,
to watch the?
no. You literally just need the subscription.
You just click on it. Oh, I bet they're like subscription to pay for it. Like with it'll probably be an add-on. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think it is. I think they already said you just need the subscription.
Well, it probably is now just to get people hooked. But I bet in like 3 years they'll up it.
I could see that happening. I could see that changing if it's super successful. Uh,
Yeah.
and even like that's why Raw WWE is going to Netflix.
Oh,
Like
they're going there. Netflix about to pop off.
Netflix is the place to go. Like they're gonna be the fucking streaming company of the world. They already are, really. I mean, they hold like 60% of the market share, but on top of that, they're getting themselves into live streaming. It's a
Hmm.
wrap. It's a wrap for
Yeah.
everybody. Um, we have 6 minutes before this ends because I was screaming for the first 20 minutes. Well, it took me 7 minutes to get my camera and everything set up, and then for about 15 minutes, I trauma dumped on you, um, about my work day.
I didn't know that. I thought it started when you started recording.
I wish it did, but apparently it doesn't. This shithole fucking website. Um, let's talk about long legs.
Yeah.
That freaked me out.
That movie was creepy, and it's one of the first times Nicolas Cage was. I actually liked it.
You like the Nick Cage performance?
Yeah, I thought it was really good.
I thought I remember when
Every time we saw him,
I remember when he first showed up and you and I were like when it was like the first scene where they like half his face cut off,
yeah,
you couldn't see it. And then I like looked at Amar and Amar was like, "Was that Nicolas Cage?" I was like, "That was Nicolas Cage." And then I looked at you and you were like, "What the fuck is this film?" Um,
yeah, I
and it was just off to the races. It wasn't like a horror movie.
uh,
I would
kind
say it was
of,
a thriller. I would say it was like it was
yeah,
supposed to there was probably two jump scares in it, right?
yeah,
Two or
yeah,
three. Now they all got me.
yeah. They got me too. They got
And
it's
I
it's
remember
it's
just
better to watch those movies in the theater because when they have it loud like that, it actually helps.
yeah, it scared the shit out of me. Um, but it was just creepy. It just makes you feel unsettled. Like
When Nicolas Cage, after he goes to like the gas station and he's just driving in his car, and he just starts screaming
yeah, he just starts screaming and like that
because
part
I know, but it was awesome.
because it was like the most Nicolas Cage thing you could think of. It was like just him driving down the road, just screaming, singing.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
Oh,
the parts of the movie, like he freaked me out. I thought like the scene where I don't want we already spoiled it, so my bad. But like I understand where people got like upset when it gets to the end and it gets a little more paranormal or supernatural.
yeah.
And to like some extent, I understand that. Like I'm not a like it was so grounded for so long. I would have liked to keep it like a grounded murder movie. Um, but like like whenever she gets like knocked out and wakes up and then the phone's ringing and she answers the phone and it's like the devil's on the other side of the phone.
Yeah.
You're missing Ruby's birthday. I'd be like, fuck that.
When
Hang
she
up.
walks in the house and sees the doll.
Yeah. Like
They shoot that thing though.
like Nicolas Cage was the hook of the movie for me. I wanted to see this movie to see what that would look like.
Yeah.
When he's in the gas station, I think that was like the first time you kind of see him, right?
Yeah, it really is. That's what yeah.
Um, that freaked me out.
That's what I'm saying. They do the gas station and then they go to the car and it's like that was like introducing him, so maybe that's why it felt
Did that freak
creepy.
him in the car freaked you out?
Yeah. It's him like because it just shows how crazy he is.
Him and like I'm trying to think, he's not in a lot of the movie, which is good. They like
No.
try to keep him as secret as possible.
I
Uh,
like it when movies do that.
the the scene where he gets interrogated and he starts like singing happy birthday and they cut the film and they go, that goes on for 20 minutes. He, he just sat there and sang happy. Dude, like that movie freaked me out enough. Like I wasn't like it's not scary, it's just it's creepy and it gets under your skin.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the like I don't like horror movies, but you and I will go see a horror movie if the hook.
We gotta start watching them more of them. 'Cause I like going to the theater to watch because they're hilarious.
The problem is like most of them suck,
Yeah,
right?
they really do.
Like most of them are
Yeah.
just not good and they just try to scare you with jump scares. If the horror movie has a hook to it that gets me
Yeah.
interested, like Nicolas Cage being a zombie, like being a serial killer is interesting to me. The last horror movie
Well,
that came out that like really interested me and you was the Barbarian movie.
and that was just terrible.
And that one it started off creepy as hell and then
Yeah, when they go in the basement, but then
it just becomes
well,
something.
she dolphin dives off, whatever.
Yeah, then it becomes laughable. But there's a lot of people that still really like that movie. But even that movie, like that, I remember the trailer for that film was like so fucking terrifying to us, and we were like,
That's why we went. That's why we went to watch it.
you know, we had to see what was going on here. We got less than a minute left. We gotta go to a quick commercial break.
Mm.
Yeah, peace out. Bye bye. We're back from our commercial break. Didn't even whenever we got back in the meeting, I didn't even say anything. I just clicked it.
Yeah, I like it.
Just got it going. But yeah, the Long Legs film, like I said, when it comes to horror movies, there needs to be like a hook to get me invested in it, or else I don't really care.
Yeah,
Like the Quiet Place movie, I would go see the new Quiet Place Day One movie
yeah.
because like that universe is written by John Krasinski, and John Krasinski
And
was
the,
Jim from The Office.
and the first two were really good.
Yeah, the first two are really good. So
Yeah,
like I wouldn't mind to go see that one. Um, Barbarian interested us because of the trailer. I can't remember any other horror movies that we went. We went to go see the Us movie. I hated that. Um,
yeah.
maybe it's not what I wanted it to be. Was there any like the problem with horror movies is they like I think we went to go see Scream. That sucked,
That's that's not really a horror movie though. It's more of a murder mystery.
but it's supposed to be a horror movie. They like market it as a horror movie. It's an iconic like horror movie franchise. It's just not scary. It's just stupid. It's just bad.
Yeah.
It's bad.
It
The
it
movie,
also ruins like a scary movie where they make fun of it. I
yeah,
watched that first, so whenever I watch it now, it's just
it's just not funny. Yeah, or it's not scary. It's just not.
yay.
It's like I can't remember any other horror movies that you and I went to go see. The It movies, I really wanted to see those.
I wish I actually watched it. I didn't watch.
You fell
I think I
asleep.
watched like 5 minutes of that movie and I said whatever.
Yeah, the first one you fell asleep. I think we went to go see it after like prom or
Well, I just also remember the seatings. Like we had one person had to sit like alone, and so
yeah,
I was
you
like,
sat
"Screw it,
you
I'll do
sat
it."
down.
'Cause
So you slept. Yeah, I
I was
felt
like, and there's no one to talk to. So I was gonna sleep anyway. I think.
yeah, I felt bad for you. I felt bad. I think that was after Homecoming. I think it was like a big group of us, and we were just like, let's just fucking go see a movie.
I
Because
think yeah,
we went,
clowns are creepy though. I think
I was super interested in that film, and then we went to see the
yeah.
second one, and I loved it. I can't remember when we went to go. We did that for like the Halloween tour. I remember that.
I
What did we?
don't remember the second.
Oh my God, we saw the Halloween movies.
I didn't know if you were counting those. If you were counting those as more thrillers, but
Those are horrors. Those are supposed to be horrors. They're
yeah,
scary, but like we went and saw that whole trilogy.
yeah,
That was
Michael
fun.
Myers.
I mean they ruined it at the
I'm
end.
trying to think of the guy's name. Cade or Corey Cunningham.
It was Corey Cunningham. Yeah. And
I just
he just bitched Michael Myers in the middle of the movie.
yeah. And
Yeah,
then we sat in the parking lot for an hour.
so I could be mad about it. Yeah. I remember like the first movie we went and saw it for our Halloween tour and I was like, this is kick ass. And then they announced the second one, like COVID happened, so it didn't come out for a little bit. And then it came out and it was really good until the ending where he just like gets up and tanks everybody. And
Oh yeah.
I was like, I don't know about that one. And then they like for whatever reason rewrit the last movie of the trilogy. So it takes place like 4 years after. And I was like, he's been living in a sewer this whole time. It's fucking stupid.
I like them though.
I like the
I don't
character.
think there's yeah, I don't think it's so much about the plot. It's just a Halloween movie.
It matters to me. I have to be like into it. So whenever like
Like
Barbarian got announced and then we saw that trailer and I was like, that looks like that could fuck us up pretty good. So we went to go see it and then it wasn't great. I mean, it started off pretty great. And then we went to go see this movie. Uh, and the hook for me for this movie was that the teaser trailers to like announce this thing. Remember the 911 call at the beginning of the movie? Like the dad is like talking to the 911 operator, and he was like, the best time to kill her would be in her sleep.
yeah.
They just released that. No like footage behind it. They released like a bunch of photos of dead bodies and a 911 call. And then like the subplot of the film. FBI
Did they
agent.
show Nick
No.
they show Nicolas Cage? Okay.
They didn't show Nicolas Cage out of one piece of marketing throughout this whole movie. They didn't show it in
Smart move.
trailers. They didn't show it in the actual trailer. They showed half his face, and that was it. And you could like hear his voice, but they didn't show him at all because they wanted you to go see it to see what he looked like. And God damn
Yeah,
it, I was interested, and I saw it, and I loved it.
yeah, I didn't you asked me to go watch it and I never heard of the movie, so I had no idea what I was walking into.
It's just like they didn't really like they minimus like it was a great marketing strategy
Yeah,
because
I think it works better.
yeah, they wanted you to feel as creepy as humanly like they just wanted to get under your skin with like the 911 calls. Those 911 calls freak me out. They're just
Yeah,
terrible. They're
I don't
just
really remember them for some reason.
it was like the dad and he was like I could I could kill her in her fucking sleep. I could and I was just like the 911 operator is like don't do that but like a little more freaked out and like the guy was like just out of his mind.
Yeah,
And then you just hear screaming over the call. And it's like they like it sounded really real. And that's how they like promoted this film. And then they like if you like look up long legs on Google, the plot of the movie or like the subplot, FBI agent Lee Harker chases down a serial killer led by a cult or like a chases down a serial killer who's acting in a cult, parentheses, Nicolas Cage. something along those lines. It was like, so you got the plot of the movie, or like the subplot, what it's kind of about, and all you got are these 911 calls. And that's when
That's
I
kind
knew,
of
at that point, I was like, oh, I'm watching this film. I don't care. I got to see what's going on here. And then like the first trailer came out, and then I was like, oh, I'm definitely watching this film. It reminds me a lot of Prisoners. Remember that movie with
do
Hugh?
we watch it?
You and I probably haven't. You had to have seen it. I'd imagine you've seen it. It's with Hugh Jackman and Jake Gyllenhaal. Hugh Jackman's daughters get kidnapped.
Yeah, oh, I have seen it.
Yeah, Jake's a cop. Jake Gyllenhaal's a cop.
Yeah, yeah, I have seen that. I
Yeah,
watched that like 4 years ago. I can't remember it fully, but yeah.
kick ass. It's a great movie. It's a phenomenal movie.
Yeah.
This movie reminds me a lot of that movie. It's just
Is
this movie.
that
This movie's a little more fucked up.
yeah.
Yeah, the Prisoners movie's kick ass. I would.
I'm trying to difference that between Black Phone and that one.
Oh, we did go see Black Phone. Yeah, Black Phone was okay.
Because that one Black Phone had the two houses, right? And he buried the bodies in one house.
Did
'Cause I'm
he do
trying to think of
that? He may have done that.
oh, oh, okay, I remember the movie. Prisoners, they're like underneath in like the driveway, right?
Yeah, and
Of
he
the car. Yeah.
yeah, he shoots him and puts him under the driveway and puts the car over him.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay, I got it now.
Yeah, Prisoners is a kick ass movie. That movie's fucking awesome. Uh, that movie's great. And this movie reminded
Yeah.
me a lot of that movie, except this movie was clearly more fucked up.
Yeah, Nicolas Cage walking around.
Yeah, and this movie reminds me of Nicolas Cage was on crack. If Nicolas Cage did crack, I'd imagine this is what he would do.
Yeah.
I'd
He
imagine
was out of it.
and dress up weird and
Oh,
happy birthday girl. Fuck off. No.
wait, that movie, they never went back to the people at the gas station, right?
No.
And so I guess I was just more showing how crazy Nicolas
That was just
Cage is.
showing him. Yeah. Look at what like he asked the girl at the counter what her birthday was. Just in
That's
case
why I thought maybe
on the
she was
day.
next.
Yeah, so he could fucking murder her. No, he was just going to get like tape to make a
Kill
devil.
the other girl.
Yeah, to make devil dolls, I guess, because that needs tape. Um, but my guess is that I don't. He walked out with the stuff. I don't know if he paid for it. I don't know. You think he got?
Daddy, the weird guy is back.
You think he has a wallet? Like,
No,
no,
no. I,
no.
I think people just want him to get out of the store.
He got it. He got the
Like
stuff.
imagine working it and that guy walks up to you.
He got he got like googly eyes and he got tape and crazy glue. You know,
White hair.
he got white. Jesus, he wore that suit too. Whenever
Yeah.
the interview scene was weird. Yeah, they had him in a perfect amount. I like the way
Yeah.
I like the way how much he was in this movie. It just wasn't a lot, and that made me happy. But Long Legs, I liked it. What would you rank it on a scale of 1 to 10?
For like what is I thought it was like for like the point of it, like what it's made for, probably like an 8, 7. It was pretty good.
There, I wasn't crazy. Like I said, I wasn't crazy about like now we're
Probably
introduced like the devil into this, and
yeah.
like it gets a bit.
I'd
God,
say 8.
I remember you
What'd you
looked away.
say?
Yeah, it's probably an 8, 7 or an 8. Yeah, it's one of the better horror movies that I've seen in a while.
Yeah, horror movies are hard to make, so
I mean, 'cause they're so generic. That's my
it
problem. That's
is.
probably my problem with the ending of this movie is they go the paranormal route and it's just been overdone.
Yeah.
But like everybody who has the devil in it and it's I didn't really care for that part. Um, I remember whenever like I would have just had it been like the mom is in on it.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have I would have had Nick Cage believe that he's doing all this for the devil and
Hmm.
he's just
Yeah,
not.
he's just a psychopath.
It's just out of his fucking mind. Like I would have preferred that to be the case, and then the mom is like out of her mind too for whatever
Yeah,
reason. And maybe
or something.
yeah, maybe you could imply maybe the devil is actually part of it, but I wouldn't like
Go
confirm.
that far.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
go that far that like yes, the devil is actually a part of this and possessing people to murder their families. I don't. That's not. That's kind of where it gets like the scene where she goes to like visit the house and like the cop drives her there and you see like the mom in the background and you and I are just like, what the fuck is that?
I remember I was looking at you when she shot it.
Yeah, and then you just hear like the biggest shot, and then blood gets spewed, and then she goes around the other side of the car as if she didn't
Yeah.
get her the first time and shoots her again.
Lady, that's a shotgun. This ain't Fortnite.
Yeah, point
One,
blank.
one,
I
one
think
hit.
I mean, fucking, it was a great film. I liked it. I liked it a lot. I thought they did a really, really good job.
Yeah.
It sucks that you like Nick Cage dies. I would have loved it like if they did like a sequel thing. I mean, he can't anymore, but it would have been cool. I would have liked that a lot. I thought it was a good film.
Watching that guy go around.
Guy's out of his mind. I loved it. Nick fucking Cage. Okay, we'll close off with Jake Paul, Mike Perry. We talked about it a little bit,
Not really though.
but not really. What's even on this card? I don't even know if there's like anything interesting. Mike Perry.
Most of his cars suck.
Yeah, they usually just have like the most valuable um promotions
The
people.
man is Amanda Serrano on it.
You would think so.
Yeah,
Uh,
especially if it was supposed to be on Netflix. She'd probably want to be on there.
actually, there's some pretty kick-ass fights on here, to be fair. Not all of them, but like so the main event's obviously Jake and Mike. Co-main event's Amanda Serrano versus Stevie Morgan. H2O Sylvie versus Lucas Body. I don't know who that is. Uh, Tony Aguilar versus Corey Marksman. These names are familiar, but the one I'm interested in here on the undercard is Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. versus Uriah Hall.
I've heard of them.
So Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. is the son of Julio Cesar Chavez.
Yeah.
Chavez Jr. is a multiple world champion. I don't know if he's multiple. I believe he's won multiple belts. Um, but his career's been in a slump for a while. When Anderson Silva left the UFC, the first fight he did was against Julio Cesar Chavez, and he won. Uriah Hall,
Was he in the UFC?
he did fight in the UFC. I believe he lost to Anderson Silva. Uriah Hall, last time you would have seen him, um, he boxed.
Yeah, I remember hearing his name.
He boxed Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah, so I probably definitely watched. I can't remember anything about it, but
Yeah, because this was 2 years ago. So he boxed Le'Veon Bell and he beat Le'Veon Bell by decision. But you and I at the time thought it was a robbery and thought that Le'Veon
yeah,
won
I kind of remember that.
pretty clearly. But it was a good fight, to my knowledge. I could be totally maybe it was a stinker and Le'Veon clearly won. And they just gave it to Uriah Hall. But I thought, but like Le'Veon's a good boxer, so.
Yeah,
Which also, who would have thunk that? But that guy can actually throw hands. Um, and Uriah Hall's no slouch himself. Um, I think he's a lot bigger than Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.
that's what I'm picturing like Uriah Hall just like ripped. I don't. I think I'm thinking of the right guy.
A big dude. I mean, if he's
Yeah,
fighting Le'Veon Bell, this does not add up to me. Hold on.
I guess Anderson Silva is a big dude too.
Oh, I mean, Julio's 6'1". I thought he was smaller than that, man. Huh, all right. Um, Julio
What
C
time is the? Do you know what time the fight is?
9 o'clock, to my
So
knowledge.
they'll probably at like 12,
It's
1.
taking place at Tampa. So, um, yeah. Jake and Mike. We both think Jake's gonna win this thing, right?
Yeah,
I mean, I don't think it'll be early. I think Mike Perry will stick around long enough.
yeah,
But
unless he gets knocked out.
I see a TKO going on here. I could see it. I don't know if I see a stone dead knockout.
So do you have the heights and like? 'Cause I don't know how big
Uh,
Mike Perry is.
Mike is, I believe, around five. We talked about it a little bit last time whenever it got announced, but I believe so. Mike normally fights at about 170, 180, somewhere in there, ballpark. He's about 5'10",
Yeah, he's
maybe 6 foot, but I believe around 5'10". This fight's being contested at 200 pounds because, of course,
yes, there it is. I knew some was off. Yeah, okay.
something's always there's always something. Something's
Yeah,
you
Jake
just have
Paul
to
fighting.
dig
All
hard
right,
enough to find what's going on here. But there's
that instantly, yeah, that favors Jake.
so the theory is behind this is that Jake is going to be he's been boxing for too long with actual boxing experience and he's just going to be too big. That's the shtick, right? I mean,
Yeah,
like I don't think that Mike Perry has the power to knock him out.
yeah, I don't think so
And,
either.
and even if he does hit him hard, just with Jake being that much bigger, could be a problem. Um, I could see this going to decision. The problem is
Yeah,
that Jake will throw like will probably out throw Mike Perry.
I haven't watched Mike Perry. I should have, but
He's a dog, dude.
I know that. I just don't like watching the bloody knuckle or bare knuckle fights. Those are so nasty.
They're hard watches. He's no slouch. However, it's a different game. It's boxing.
Yeah,
He wants to win. He's gonna have to follow the Nate Diaz approach.
and just walk forward.
Walk forward, get inside, throw as many shots as humanly possible. Try not to get nuked with one. Um, I mean, it's very, very possible that this goes to decision.
Yeah, every time I think Jake Paul's gonna knock his opponent out, it goes to decision.
Well, it's because he should. He
Like
should
Nate
have
Diaz,
knocked
we've
out
already said,
Diaz.
yeah,
Well, there's just no, like, there's no reason Nate Diaz should have got out of that first round. I'm sorry, and I know we've
yeah,
agitated a lot of people about this, but if we go back to our old comments whenever that fight was happening, everybody said that Jake was going to lose. It wasn't even close. So sorry to make everybody
yeah,
upset with that one, but like he should have got knocked out in the first round. It was that close. He was that close to going down.
yeah.
He was like a fucking tree that was hanging on in a tsunami. So
Yes, or just every time I feel like I up Jake, he has like a bad performance. So I don't know. It's gonna,
the only reason why like I could see this going to decision is because if Jake has any struggles, it's that his punch accuracy is not very good.
yeah, and he just swings that right hand sometimes.
Yes, and like I think
I'm excited to see it though, because Mike Perry does have boxing experience.
yeah, I'm excited for the fight. I'm very confident Jake's gonna win. Uh,
Yeah,
I don't I like it's either going to be a knockout or it's going to be like a decision that's just not very close because at this weight, I think Mike Perry will gas out and even at his best, I don't think that he's going to throw more output than Jake. Now, with that being said, Jake, he's coming down in weight to do this, so maybe he gasses out faster, but Jake has also fought 10-round fights before and Mike Perry hasn't.
yeah,
So I just don't. like the advantages are all on Jake, and whenever that happens, it's always. I mean,
Yeah, so we're on the same. He should knock him out, but he probably won't.
yes, I could see it. I could see a TKO knockout happening here. Now that's Mike Perry's like biggest strength is that he does not really get knocked out that much. Um,
Yeah, but boxing's different.
boxing
Like
is
with the
different,
gloves.
and this guy's bigger than him, a lot bigger than him, and it's just a different game. So I could see a TKO knockout, but a unanimous Jake Paul decision would not surprise me. I think that is
Yeah,
the likely scenario here. There's two likely scenarios, either TKO. I don't think you're going to see a stone dead type of thing. Um, I don't see that happen.
I feel like you could maybe.
I mean, you could, like, I guess you always could. I just don't like. I don't think that's going to happen. I think if it's going to be a knockout, it's going to be a technical knockout.
Like, who do you think has the speed advantage?
Maybe Mike, but I don't think that matters. I mean, I like Jake is fast too at that weight.
I
So
was gonna say the weight will make him slower, Mike
and,
Perry.
yeah, the weight will make Mike slower. So like Jake fighting naturally at that. I mean, his last two fights have been at 200.
Yeah,
So it would not surprise me if he's fine with this weight after being 240 for the last couple months and carrying in that around and training with that. He probably feels like a fucking brand new man
hey,
right now.
I'm not seeing a way Mike Perry could win.
Like I said, I think he could win if he just happens to have more output than Jake and he doesn't get tired. But
That extra weight is gonna be a huge.
it's going to be a massive, massive problem. And I don't see him like Wade. If you ask Wade, Wade will tell you that Mike's only chance is to knock Jake out. And he could. I don't think he can knock him out. I don't think he punches hard enough, and I don't think he's going to be able to knock somebody out that much bigger than him. And on top of that, I just don't. Whenever like he needs to win by decision, so he needs to just kind of walk down shots and just keep throwing like Nate does.
Yeah,
Um, but probably with more technique will help him out a lot more. The problem is,
I,
I think he will gas just because he's not used to that type of that long of a fight.
and I feel like to knock someone out, you got to hit them clean. And I feel like in bare knuckles, you don't have to hit people clean. It's just you're
Yeah.
bare knuckles, so you just got to hit them.
And Mike doesn't knock that many people out in bare knuckle, you
Yeah,
know? I mean, we kind of went over his record last time we talked about it.
but bare
Mike,
knuckles harder because like the actual boxing gloves just being bigger, the
yeah,
impact.
it covers more
It
surface.
has
I agree.
yeah
However, he also needs to get through Jake's guard with that
yeah
big glove. And Jake,
yeah
if there's any like I have criticisms on Jake when it comes to his accuracy. I have criticisms on Jake when it comes to his gas tank gotten better. Um, if there's one thing that Jake does pretty well, he keeps a pretty high guard consistently throughout
yeah.
the fight at
He
distance.
don't want to get knocked out.
Yeah, I mean he does that pretty well whenever somebody closes the distance on him. He did it pretty well against Nate Diaz. Now Nate Diaz isn't Mike Perry, and Nate Diaz does not hit hard, and Mike Perry probably hits harder than Nate Diaz, but I don't think he hits hard enough.
Yeah,
I think it's just I think it's just yeah, I think it will be a long day. But that's our predictions because I need to pack up and get ready to go win another championship
yeah.
or lose and be pissed. Be even
You
more
know,
than I was when I got home.
I feel like it's a rough day, so I feel like he'll win.
Like I said, someone's going
If
down.
I if I'm betting, I'm betting a win.
Somebody's somebody's paying the price tonight. I don't know if I'm going to win the game, but somebody is going to pay the price for me getting motherfucked today multiple times. Just throwing that out there.
It's gonna be, it's gonna be Mike. He's gonna like go up for a ball, and you're just gonna be like, "Fuck it, fuck
Just,
it around."
just take him down. Just rack him on my knee. No, can't hurt my goal. Can't hurt my goalkeeper. A
Yeah,
leader, Nick Walk, a leader like myself motivates his team to be the best they can. And if they fail, it's the leader's fault because I didn't prepare them properly.
Or you just cut them like Jif.
Or you just cut them. But, All right, Nikki. Well, we got to wrap this one up.
All right.
Hopefully you enjoyed this episode of Forever Talking. We talk nothing forever. And we'll see you on the next one. Peace, love, adios. Bye-bye. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm okay, 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 okay.